All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day. And with that being said, dive into some TA. All right, guys. So in the weekly update, we did discuss how we were looking for consolidation slash a pullback. I would say today we got that consolidation. All right, so I'm just going to actually dive down to the 15-minute time frame over here. I'm going to go over that first because that's really what was let's look at it this way, guys. The weekly chart suggests we're probably going to head higher. The daily chart suggests we're probably going to head higher. Okay, we could get a pullback, but at the end of the day, this is the only thing that was giving us our warning sign here to be cautious. All right, you were looking for your pullback slash consolidation here. All right, we did get that day of consolidation to now really reset this 15-minute RSI. All right, so I'm just saying, guys, you did have these things pull back, and it does look like we are about to have that next little push higher. I'm going to throw a target on the board, 560 for SPY and QQQ. We are going to stick with the $500 price target that we put a few days ago when it started breaking out. All right, so as you guys can see, this thing did end up pulling back. We do have quite a bullish look to close out the day here with the breakout. And then you can see in after hours, we are gapping up a little bit already. All right, futures are up. This thing looks like it's about to pop higher. So that's why I'm going to put that, next psychological level as the target there, which is going to be 560, okay? And that means, QQQ, guys, for all I know, that thing could go to, 503 to 505 if this thing is going to go to 560. So that is something to keep in mind as well. We're going to take a look at QQ right after this. And then we're going to go over the chips. Then we got some Bitcoin stuff. And then, yeah, that is that. Okay, guys. So I just want to point out, guys, above 556.25, that is the current all-time high. Above there, we have a fresh breakout. Again, this thing looks like it's probably just going to keep going from that point. All right. You're just watching up here. You're waiting for the next bearish diverge to be put in. If you pop in and you see this thing go like this, and it's just extremely obvious, all right, and you get a fresh one, we're gonna again say hey, maybe you're up here by the time that happens, and we're gonna say, hey, all right, it's time to be cautious again, all right. But clear as day, this thing does want to continue higher. I was hoping we got a pullback, like an actual pullback here, to retest the 550.12 breakout level down there. But that did not seem to be the case. All right. Tech was the leader today. It was not over here in SPY. It was very clear that Tech was the strong one. We're going to move over there. But so far, so good, guys. We got that consolidation. Things pulled back a bit. Now we do have room to go higher. And quite frankly, guys, all right, I just showed you here on the hourly and the 15-minute time frame. This thing does look like it wants to go higher. You can see it's already starting to in extended hours there. Trekking higher, guys. Trekking higher. I am also going to remind everyone we had a near vertical run. So, hey, there's no pressure to really play in this market. If you're a day trader, that's fine. All right. You're going to have constant opportunity. But, on some of these big boys, we haven't really gotten much of a pullback here. There's not much to go off of. We got a few that I'm paying attention to, and I'll point that out. All right. Moving on over here to QQQ. Let's start off over here on the daily time frame. I'm going to point out, guys. So SPY did close out the spinning top candlestick. I would say this is just a, neutral doji candlestick. That is how I would describe that one. Volume matches the candlestick. It's a narrow candlestick. You have narrow volume down there to support that. Not too much went on today. Why? Because you just had a massive move up. Okay? I'm talking straight up reversal, $21. Okay? You went vertical like $20. From here, about here, that's $19.50. You went straight up vertical, and now we want to consolidate here. All right, so we know it's a neutral candlestick going into tomorrow. I am going to point out you were holding this uptrend, so that is going to be something that I'm going to be paying attention to. You have now 3 touch points over here, so I think it's going to be meaningful. But the level to be paying attention to on the upside here is 497.48, and then just the psych level up here at 500. If it pulls back into this, you expect buyers there. Okay, this is a fresh breakout. If you gap up tomorrow, there's that. I'm just saying, I think this thing is going to run back up here. I think we're going to develop a bearish divergence. I think that's going to be around 500 on QQQ. So there's that. I'm either looking for that to become the case, like the bearish divergence. I'm looking for a new one to form around 500 over here in QQ or 560 over there in SPY. I don't care what I see. You know, I'm gonna go along with things. I'm gonna play what's given. And yeah, all right, guys. If you are a swing trader, I'm just saying you can focus on your individual tickers, but right now the indices, you kind of got to wait for that retest. So you got to wait for some sort of pullback here. It's gone vertical. Okay. I don't think it's the best thing just to buy into highs here. Just my opinion. Like, look at this, you know, hourly RSI here. Normally, when you go like that, you do get this. And this is what I was saying. We could get this consolidation. That was like 2 days of consolidation here. Over here, you know, that's kind of actually 3 days. We haven't really gone too much. Well, not 3 days. All right. We had the weekend. I just realized. You guys see what I'm saying? Okay. This is like 2 trading sessions that you know, just, we're going to call it 1.5. Probably similar, yeah, similar scenario over here, okay? And then you pull back, all right? And then you know, did that. But, you know, I'm just saying, when the RSI gets up here, that is when you're going to be putting on the brakes and you're going to be looking for that pullback. And then when you have this happening, you look for that same exact thing to happen. So there's that. I do think we're going higher from here, okay? But I'm still going to say, as we come into the $500 level over here, proceed with caution. There's that. All right, IWM, guys. Just play it level by level. If you really want to play this thing, you popped today and you got rejection right here at our downtrend. You're actually getting tight here between IWM. You're going to have a breakdown or a break up. We're going to see what happens here. This is the apex. You have, you know, another week on the clock here, another 2 weeks, just about 7 trading sessions, a week and a half. And then, yeah, we will have our decision. There's that over there on IWM. If it can break out here, you look for sellers over here at 207.09. A path that you would be paying attention to and following is going to be this one right here. Okay, that would be that. That would probably be how that goes. DIA stalled out right here at the 0.786 fib. We did have a little bull pennant going on here. You broke out of that. It was a false breakout here on the daily time frame. You got rejection right there at the 0.786 fib. That's where sellers started stepping in. Above there, guys, you know, if you got a daily close above this level, 395.59, I would have said, hey, 401 looks like it's straight up been coming, but you did have the false breakout from our little take off that magnet. We had this thing going. All right, you popped above it. It would have looked real good if you just had a nice green bar here. You probably would have followed up with another nice green bar. Yeah, false breakout, which, you know, I'm also going to point out, we'll go over in the video a little later. False breakout over there on NVIDIA, guys. When these things are happening, it's time to pump the brakes, all right? You're not getting follow through on breakouts. This is 3 days in a row. You should have, you know, popped up here. You know, that's by default. What should have happened when you took out this level? It didn't happen. You got a false breakout. You know, over here, you think you're going to gap up. We'll call that one false breakout. And then you open here, you try again, and boom. Nope, that's another false breakout. Then you gap up again, and you come all the way up here, and then oh, boom, another false breakout. You know, that's not the best look. I'm just putting it out there. Okay. But yeah, coming over here to Mr. VIX, guys. Still just consolidating in this range. Just watch the range. That's really all you got to do. You got support down here. All right, bottom of the range, we're going to call it right there, 1188. Top of the range, 1347. All right, when I'm looking at Mr. VIX, guys, you can do TA on the VIX. Look, you had a downtrend right there. You broke out of that downtrend, okay? You had put something together right here, okay? Look at that. All right, you went on a little ride from there. Okay, you could do TA in the VIX, but what I would suggest doing is just paying attention to this 15-minute and 1 hour RSI, guys. This thing is really going to be, it's my bread and butter when I'm looking at the VIX, and this kind of lets me get a, you know, a little sneak peek of when we're probably about to get those pullbacks over there in SPY. When VIX is down here, okay, you can match this up with the, you know, moves over there. Tuesday, all right, July 2nd, Tuesday, 1410. Now we're going to come over here to SPY, July 2nd, okay, 1410. Where was it? Okay, maybe it doesn't match up so well. All right, regardless, I feel like I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Maybe these aren't sunk up or something. I don't know. Going over here, going over there. All right, I don't know. VIX moves in strange ways. You guys get that? You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to record the video or, you know, go back and edit the video, I should say. I don't do editing on these video guys. I just take one take every single time and then I post it. All right. And if you know, I don't really care to take anything out of my videos. It's just me guys, just preparing with you guys. And I think you guys enjoy following along with just, market preparation going into the following trading session. All right. I started doing most of these videos after the market closed just for that reason. So I can just, straight up just prepare for the next day with you guys. So there's that, not just make any crazy predictions, before the bell or anything like that. Come in here when everything's settled, everything's closed. Obviously, futures market's there. All right. Either way, if this comes back into their 15-minute RSI, you look for a bullish divergence there, and then you look for a pop out of Mr. VIX. We look for a pullback on SPY. That's Mr. VIX. All right. Let's go over SMH. I'm just going to point out hourly time frame and the 15-minute. It is very clear that you are flagging to me. All right. So that is what I am going to, say really stands out about this look. And you're gapping up. Yeah, this thing looks like it wants to head up to a new high above 279.57. If that becomes the case, we're going to see chips go for a ride. Let's talk about those chips, okay? And NVIDIA, guys, it is playing some tricks. So that is that. But above 128.12, you're watching 133.73. You don't really have much in between here and up here. I see you're getting a bunch of rejection here. You get a daily close above. You can expect the next day you're probably going to just take a ride to 133.73. That is that over there. AMD, guys, all right? You are going for a freaking moon ride over here in AMD. Speaking of moon rides, Tesla's also going on moon ride. You got above the 0.786 fib today, guys. I'm going to say, hey, 183.02 to 187.24 incoming in the short term. You had this, nice heavy volume on this move, on this continuation. It looks like this is probably going to be hit tomorrow. That is my opinion there, okay? Congrats if anybody, waited patiently for this breakout. The set was clear as day. We're talking about it, all right? I played part of it, but I'm just going to end up saying, guys, this thing is a monster. This thing is a troll. But at the end of the day, it's back to being a beast for the time being. Hey, all right? Honestly, we could see this thing have a full-on recovery. You get above here, okay? You watch this golden pocket right there. Okay, that is crazy. Imagine AMD at $200. Was anybody, talking crazy on our boy AMD over here down here? No, they were sleeping on him. And now he's waking up. He's becoming a giant again. There we go. All right, SMCI, guys, peaked its head up to our trend line today. You got, again, a false breakout. You want to be getting these closes above. You want a daily close above this downtrend right here. If you can, the road to 1,106.11 is underway. Okay, so just to draw an arrow right up here, just to draw a circle around that arrow right here. This is where you are looking for price to travel to. That is a big move. Okay, so that's going to be money right there. TSM, all right. Told you guys, matter of time. Told you it probably pops up to new high tomorrow. Did end up doing just that. Not tomorrow, but Monday. New all-time high incoming next week. Guess what? We did end up doing that, and now you're just retesting it. So now it's time to see if buyers are going to step in. My guess is they are, and they're about to, keep this train going there. Just my guess. Come over here to MU. Guys, this is the one we said that is probably, it's looking like it's going to come down here. This is the thing that's showing some weakness out of all these chips. Okay, on that weakness, I think there's a very nice opportunity. That opportunity is not just yet. Now, if you do want to take the early buy here, hey, by all means, you're right here on the break and retest. That is your demand zone for the time being. But I think there's a solid shot that you get like a wick down here, and then it comes back up at some point. I don't know how that exactly goes, but I'm ready for this 125.50 level right here. I think it's going to be respected if tested. And that is that. All right, now let's go over the big boys here. We got Amazon looking like a little rising wedge going on up there. Okay, but all in all, guys, I think it's just consolidating before going higher. That's what it looks like to me. Microsoft, and if it does pull back, guys, you're paying attention to 188.65 over there. Microsoft, okay, also looks like it's consolidating before going higher. And if it does happen to stall out here, you're watching 461.02 on the retest of that level. That's where you broke out to new high from. All right, and if it gets really crazy, then 150.14 is the level that you were paying attention to down there. Apple, all right, leading the pack. Okay, Apple is back to being the most expensive company by market cap. And yeah, all right, I think that is how it should be. I know NVIDIA is crazy and all, but let's be real. All right, everybody has an iPhone. They're not cheap. All right, they're $1,000 a pop. There's a lot of humans out there, and most countries that are at least somewhat developed, they have iPhones. So I don't know. Everybody's got iPhones. Apple, it makes sense. Okay. Either way, it's looking like it's probably going to continue higher. Okay, very low volume to start off the week there, but you could say it looks pretty high over there. Okay, it looks like you're going to continue higher. Sellers started to gain control, but then by the end of the day, buyers completely took control and closed it out at the high. It's being driven higher tomorrow. That is what I'm expecting. All right. But obviously, 220.20 is your breakout level that you were paying attention to. If it were to retest, Goog. All right. Goog, the Google. Same exact look as Microsoft. They're just consolidating. It looks like it's probably going to head higher. If not, and if it does pull back, guys, 187.50, that's going to be a big level to pay attention to. Meta, this is one that I think is looking rather sexy, and I think you have a solid shot of this holding right here. This 523.86 to 531.49 zone. I think that's your buying opportunity if you do test this, the top of this level. All right, I know I got this level. That's the one I'm paying attention to, but let's just look at it this way. All right, I'll just use my little drawing tool here. You broke out to new high here. This is going to be where your break and retest is. Very often we have these break and retests. I know you didn't have it over here, but you literally broke out from this little downtrend and then retested and then went higher. All right, we see this constantly. Okay, you continuously just test structure. That is your buying opportunity if it comes, but in between here, I think you have a solid shot ending higher. The next psych levels are going to be, from here, guys, it's going to be 550. So, that's what I think is going to be hit in the short term over here on Mr. Meta. You want to look on the weekly chart, it looks sexy. Okay, you could get a big fat red candle and it could come all the way back down here to 510, and that would be just a massive buying opportunity. You're just buying the top of this previous structure. This was sell side structure. Now it's going to be buy side. That looks nice. Okay, so there's that. Let's look at some Bitcoin. Okay, some Bitcoin, guys. We had a nice recovery today, and then it did fade. It was down here earlier, but now, it's just hovering around 56.7K up here. Honestly, guys, not looking, so much of either, but I'm just going to look at my handy dandy RSI down here. And you do have this daily bullish diverge going on here. You do have this large lower wick here, this nice hammer candlestick off of heavy volume, the heaviest so far, besides what today is going to turn into, except you got 30 minutes left. But, you could say this on the daily time frame. Pretty similar over here. Regardless, you had bulls stepping up at the bottom of this parallel channel. And I do think it's very likely that we're going to have a test of this 59.313 level over there. And we're going to have to see the reaction there. You're going to have the daily 9 there as well. But if you can get above there, you have a solid shot at you're just going to go something like this. All right. And then it's going to go like that. And then at that point, these things like Mara are going to have a big recovery. But I am going to say Mara does not have the best look over here on the daily time frame. Okay, if you do get that pullback, I think it is going to be a buying opportunity. I would say I don't necessarily like how Mara has been moving. I like Coin. I like CLSK. Okay, I've been vocal about these two. I like the opportunity that this is setting up for us. And that's that. All right, give it some time. I do think you are going to see these things at much higher prices. You just need the bit of corn over here to start recovering. And once that does happen, which looks like, guys, we're putting in another one of these lows. Okay, that's what's happening. And it could take some time. In the end, you get a 10 to 20% move on Bitcoin, these things are going to go nuts. All right, they're going back up to the highs. And, then you down here, guys, look, this just looks like a supreme spot to buy. It does. Down here. Okay, you could buy down here. This looks amazing. On Coin, between 210 and 220, that looks amazing. If it dips all the way down here, that's also going to look amazing. Why is it going to look good? Okay, why? Because a little lower, guys, you have that. It's really not all looking bad. I'd say you buy time on these things, you're going to have a really good time. But as long as the opportunity is here, as long as Bitcoin is sitting down here, I'm going to keep talking about it because I think that is where some opportunity is lying. And that is that. Okay, we're going to talk about this guy right here. It's some Henry's trade ideas now that we've gone over all the stuff we had to. Okay, guys, let me just remove that alert right there just to make it a clear picture for us. Okay, guys, test the daily 9. You swept the low of this range. typically, you know, when you see this look, just like you had over here, it will travel to the top of the range. If we can get that breakout, that is when I do think, you know, hey, 353.81 incoming, 359.82 incoming. I think these are gaps that are going to be filled. And that is that. You're finding support. The bottom of the range is literally the range that you had over here, and you could see the explosion that happened when you just gapped above the top of it. I'm not saying you're going to have a move like that, but I do think there is potential here for you to break above. You know, we're going to actually, I'm going to create our own little range right there. 345.41. If you can get above 345.41 and you get a daily close above there, I think the next day you're probably going to see another one of these sticks. That is that. Like, you know, you guys could see what I'm saying. All right. You get that. Next day, you also got another stick. So there was that. Regardless, above here, you have these next two levels as your only resistance. And this thing at this point, guys, all right, it looks like it's going to come back up to the highs. That's just what I'm seeing. Okay. You break above here, though, you're probably coming here. We're going to have to see the reaction to that level. But that's going to align with the 0.786 fib. So, you know, if you're taking a position off this in this range, that's definitely going to be, you know, where you want to scale out of that. And then, you know, maybe leave a runner if you want. There's that. Okay, guys. So that is all I have for you today. And with that being said, guys, if you did appreciate the video, if you do enjoy the time we spend preparing for the markets each, you know, 6 days a week, not each and every day, but 6 days a week, please remember to leave a like down below. And if you do have anybody who would benefit from this content, from these, you know, videos that we do 6 days a week, if you have someone who you think would benefit or enjoy these, please feel free to share with these. I would be, you know, so happy if you did so. I really would. It would be it would bring a big smile to my face. And, you know, just because you're doing that for me, I'm going to hit this for you.
That was easy.
There you go. Okay, that was easy, guys. Let's make some money this week. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.